So our business is Cambeo. We're a software company that focuses on retail productivity, especially the people side. Retailers care about two things, productivity and profit, and we help do that through helping their people. In terms of inspiration for starting Cambeo, again, with my background in human capital, I had spent a lot of my career helping organizations and people really achieve their best. But I had done that in more of a hands-on role as a HR VP, senior VP, as a management consultant that people paid a lot of money to, our consulting firm. But it's the thought of there's got to be a better way. Could we bring all these best practices to the masses where anybody could afford it and we could elevate everybody? And for me, it's all about really having an impact. Can we impact the success of organizations? Can we impact the quality of work experience that people are having? And so at a very high level, we feel like we can raise the quality of life for people. But at a very focused level, it's how do we help people really have a greater contribution and a more enjoyable experience as they're doing it? I founded the company really just looking at my background, my career. I had done a lot with human capital. I'd been a senior executive in human resources in multiple companies. I had been involved in management consulting and also involved with a lot of technology companies. And this was a great merge of those two, bringing best practices in the human capital area with software, and that became the genesis for Cambeo. Our whole focus is change, helping companies make positive change, and we started looking at names, and that's always an interesting exercise when you're trying to name a company, and actually had a little contest going on with friends and family, and somebody said, hey, what about Cambeo? It stands for change. It's the root for change in Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian, and it's got a Latin root to it, so that captures what we do. There's so many great moments and great accomplishments in the journey. I would have to say two. One, being able to work with great people, being able to pull together a team of just fantastic individuals that are passionate, that care about having an impact and really contributing to society, contributing to our clients, and enjoying working together. And the second one is really having an impact for our clients. We love seeing success. We love seeing increased profitability. We love seeing organizations that where people are happier, where they enjoy being a part, where they're more engaged and having a great experience. Well, that's tough to just name one, right? Because that's part of life, is ups and downs. But in terms of a time of failure, one that I would point to is in an earlier software business that I was involved in. It was again, a great environment, great team, and a phenomenal technology. But it was very cutting edge and early to the market, and it was kind of technology in search of a solution. And people loved it, but they weren't quite sure what to do with it, and it just we didn't have the traction that we wanted and ultimately the success we wanted. There was still some success, but it was a big learning. Doesn't matter how cool the technology is, it's got to have an effective application. And that's something that we've learned a lot and applied at Cambeo, where we're very laser focused on how we can help the retail community be more effective and more profitable. As a early stage growing software company, it's always a huge challenge to balance the speed at which you're accelerating the business, keeping fuel in the tank to just keep the doors open, and that balance between what are we investing to grow the business, how much capital to grow it, and that's just an ongoing challenge. I think we're here, so we navigated it, and I think we've gotten better and better at that as the years have gone by. The financing for our business, we started out, this is really a bootstrap operation to begin with. We took in some initial seed money to help fuel and keep things going. And as we started to have traction in the marketplace and we had customers that were really huge fans of what we were doing, we realized we need to get to market quicker. We need to spread the word. We have success. We know we can bring value. So how do we help more people see it? And so last year we took in a Series A round that's really allowed us to accelerate the business, and that's been a great benefit to the company. In terms of doing things differently, I think reflecting specifically to this opportunity with Cambeo, I think I would have tried to fuel the business a little earlier than I did. We learned a lot. Our first client that we ever signed is still a client. So we took a very thoughtful approach, not a churn and burn, hey, we can't do this very well, and if we lose them, we don't care. We wanted to really learn from our clients, bring in new features and capabilities based on market needs. So those things were really a positive. However, you always would like to say, hey, could we be further along than we are even now? And probably my reflection there would be, hey, if we'd have brought money in maybe a year sooner or 2 years sooner, would that have helped? And so that's something I probably would have changed. Boy, in terms of starting, I think any business, number one is you have to make sure you're passionate. Be sure you're passionate about what you're doing. And the biggest thing is once you've determined, hey, I have an idea, I have something that I really want to pursue, you've got to go all in. Don't back off, don't nibble at the edges. Find a way to really drive that business and put your heart and soul into it. And when you do that, great things come out. Owning a business is a wonderful thing. It's a challenging thing. There's days when you think, oh boy, what have I done? As you're taking that journey. But all in all, it's been a huge blessing. One, it allows you to really pursue what you're passionate about. It allows you the ability to create. For me, I am motivated by creating. I'm motivated by being able to really make a contribution and an impact, and I'm motivated by working with great people. And as a business owner, I can create all of those things. I have control and influence on all of those things. I'm not stuck in a corporate bureaucracy. And I've done big. I've been involved in I was an executive at a Fortune 100 company. It was a great experience, but it's different than owning and really controlling more of your destiny and what happens day to day and the experience that can happen for every person who's a part of this company. We've created a culture that's so powerful and so positive. People love being here, and that's just incredibly satisfying, as well as being able to know that you're contributing to clients and users of our software. I had an early investor asked me a question, and he said, Vaughn, I want to know what will you do when you lose your biggest client? And what will your reaction be when these things don't go well, and when you have challenges with your software, et cetera? And he threw out a bunch of obstacles. And my response to him was, it won't matter, because I'm all in. We burned the boats a long time ago. There's no retreat. There's no boat to get in and go back. And for me, I'm all in, and it's about going forward and making this a success, and we know we can. And his response was, that's exactly what I hoped you would say. Because it will happen. Those challenges will come, and I just wanted to see how committed you were. And so for me, just remembering the vision, remembering what we're about, and remembering that with great people, we can make it happen, and we can overcome challenges, and that keeps me going every day.